One night, a man fell asleep on his couch with his dog curled at his feet. He woke up 3 hours later to find his best friend pressed against the far wall, staring at him in the pitch-dark silence. He thought nothing of it, until 6 weeks later, when that same dog bit him. No growl, no bared teeth, just a sudden, violent strike. When the trainer arrived, her words were chilling. "Oh, there were plenty of warnings. You just didn't know how to listen." This is the terrifying reality of the silent break. Most owners believe that as long as there is no barking or snapping, their bond is secure. But dog loyalty doesn't always shatter loudly. Often it erodes in the quietest corners of your home. If your dog has stopped seeking your gaze or stiffens when you reach out, they aren't being moody. They are calculating whether they are still safe in your presence. By the time the first bite happens, the trust has already been dead for months. Today, we are pulling back the curtain on the 14 subtle behaviors that prove your dog is uncomfortable, anxious, or losing faith in you. Welcome to the dog loyalty community. If you're here, it's because you believe every dog deserves an owner who understands them. Let's grow closer to our best friends, one habit at a time. Before we dive into the specific signs, we must understand the biological why behind your dog's behavior. In the world of dog loyalty, communication is a ladder. A bite is never the first step. It is the desperate final rung. For thousands of years, dogs have evolved to avoid physical conflict at all costs. In the wild, an injury, even a small one, could mean the difference between survival and death. Because of this, dogs have developed a sophisticated language of microsignals designed to de-escalate tension, long before a growl is ever heard. These signals are his way of saying, "I'm uncomfortable," or "I need space." When we miss these rungs, when we ignore a lip lick, a stiffened body, or a turned head, we inadvertently teach our dogs that their soft voice doesn't work. Over time, this causes the dog to stop communicating altogether, jumping straight from silence to a strike because they've lost faith that you will listen to anything else. Understanding dog loyalty means learning to read the bottom of the ladder so you never have to reach the top. We aren't just looking for bad behaviors, and we are looking for the absence of comfort and the presence of calculation. Let's explore the 14 behaviors that reveal exactly where your relationship stands. 1. The freeze response. Calculation before conflict. The first and most critical sign is the freeze. When a dog trusts you completely, reaching toward them triggers an invitation. They lean into your hand, seeking connection. However, a dog that does not feel safe will do the opposite. They stiffen, hold their breath, and brace their muscles in the split second before your hand lands. Animal behaviorists classify this as one of the clearest pre-conflict signals. Your dog isn't relaxing, they are performing a high-speed calculation to determine if your next move will cause them pain or discomfort. If this happens regularly, even if they never snap, and it is a silent message that the foundation of dog loyalty is under extreme pressure. 2. The post-treat drift. Food motivation versus true trust. Many owners are misled because their dog still accepts treats from their hand. However, food is a powerful biological motivator that can override an anxious dog's fear temporarily. The true measure of dog loyalty is not found in the treat itself, but in what happens the moment the food disappears. If your dog immediately increases distance, turns their back, or moves behind furniture once the treat is gone, they have provided the most honest answer to how they feel. They are tolerating your presence for survival resources, not enjoying it for social connection. A secure bond is one where the dog chooses to linger by your side even when your hands are empty, rather than treating your presence as a stressful transaction. 3. The broken eye channel. When the gaze disappears. During the long history of domestication, dogs evolved a unique ability to make soft, voluntary eye contact with humans. A gesture that triggers the release of oxytocin, the bonding hormone, in both species. In the context of dog loyalty, this is an act of neurological love. If your dog consistently looks away, breaks eye contact quickly, or turns their head to the side when you look at them, they are not being shy. They are politely and carefully signaling that they are not comfortable enough to open that intimate channel with you. When the eyes stop seeking yours, it is a sign that the emotional bridge is being dismantled. 4. Selective recall, the crisis of safety. When you call your dog's name and they ignore you, yet they sprint across the yard for a stranger or a neighbor, the problem isn't a lack of training. It is a sign that they do not perceive you as their safe harbor. Research in animal cognition suggests that dogs choose proximity based on where they feel most emotionally regulated. If your dog consistently chooses others over you, it reveals that your presence, perhaps due to past inconsistency or shouting, triggers a state of high alert rather than relaxation. To restore dog loyalty, you must stop focusing on the command and start focusing on becoming the place where they feel best. 5. Sleep displacement, the circle of safety. In the wild, sleep is a state of total vulnerability. Canine ancestors only sleep pressed against those they trust with their lives. If your dog is consistently choosing to sleep against the far wall, hide in another room, or repositioning themselves every time you get close, they are making a profound statement. They are effectively telling you, "You are not in my circle of safety." This physical geography is one of the most honest reflections of dog loyalty. A dog that trusts you will seek the warmth of your presence during their most vulnerable hours. A dog that doesn't will seek the cold security of a distant wall. 6. The left-biased wag, the brain's secret signal. You may need to watch closely, but the direction of a tail wag is neurologically meaningful. A study published in Current Biology found that a wag biased toward the right indicates positive emotions and social approach. However, a wag that drifts toward the left activates stress responses and correlates with negative or uncertain emotional states. Even if the tail is moving, a left-leaning wag suggests that your dog is registering discomfort or apprehension. The tail is a window into the dog's brain, and it can reveal a hidden lack of dog loyalty even when the dog appears to be friendly. 7. Low tail carriage, the baseline of anxiety. While a fully tucked tail is an obvious sign of terror, a tail carried just below the neutral line, especially specifically when you enter the room, is a subtle indicator of chronic submission or mild anxiety. The pattern is the message here. If your dog's tail is held high or neutral in other contexts but drops the moment you approach, it indicates that your presence triggers a suppression of their confidence. To foster dog loyalty, we want a dog that keeps their tail in a natural, neutral state, indicating they feel no need to shield themselves from you. 8. Absence of offerings, the invitation. That never comes bringing you a toy or a valued object is a profound social gesture. It is an act of vulnerability where the dog says, "I want to interact with you, and I trust you enough to share what is mine." If your dog never initiates this with you, especially if they do it with other family members, it is a sign that they are not inviting you into their personal world. They may coexist with you, but they are not seeking a shared social experience. True dog loyalty involves this voluntary opening of the door to their most prized possessions. 9. Body angling, the geography of discomfort. A dog that tolerates you but doesn't trust you will often make a conscious choice about their orientation. They stay in the same room, but they angle their body away from you. Their back is toward you, and their gaze is fixed on a door or a window. They are physically present but emotionally pointed elsewhere. This is different from a dog sprawled out asleep. It is an active choice about which direction feels safe. When you are not the safe harbor they face, it is a clear sign that the emotional connection of dog loyalty is fractured. 10. Calming signals, managing the tension. Most owners think yawning means a dog is tired or lip-licking means they are hungry. However, in the context of you approaching or standing over them, these are calming signals. These behaviors are stress responses used to de-escalate potential conflict. The dog is trying to appear smaller and less threatening to keep the peace. If your dog runs through this sequence when you walk toward them, they are not relaxed. They are managing you to avoid a negative interaction. As these subtle signs are ignored, the dog begins to feel that their soft voice is unheard. This leads to the final, most visible signs of a trust breakdown, where the communication shifts from avoidance to active warning. 11. The absence of voluntary check-ins. The most important sign of all isn't something your dog does, it's something they don't do. Think about your day. How many times does your dog come to you for no reason? No food, no leash, no command, just choosing to be near you because your presence feels good. Happy, trusting dogs do this constantly. They nudge your hand, lean against your leg, or simply follow you into a room to be close. A dog that does not trust you will coexist with you, but they will never voluntarily seek you out. This quiet, daily absence of checking in is the most honest indicator that the bond is stalled. 12. The growl, the success of communication. Contrary to popular belief, a growl is not a failure. It is a dog using the last of their words to prevent a bite. It is the final warning before the silence of a strike. If a dog growls at their owner, it means all the previous signs, the lip licks, the freezes, the yawns, were ignored. In the dog loyalty philosophy, we never punish a growl. Punishing a growl is like taking the batteries out of a smoke detector. The fire is still there. You just can't hear the alarm anymore. A growl is a desperate request for space and a sign that the erosion of trust has reached a critical stage. 13. The choice of others, social prioritization. This is perhaps the most difficult sign to confront. You come home and your dog is excited, but they run past you to greet your partner, your child, or even a guest. When given a choice of where to settle, they consistently choose to lie next to someone else. Dogs do not distribute their affection equally. They orient toward the social anchor, the person who provides the most consistent and predictable safety. If that person is consistently not you, it is a signal that your daily interactions are perceived as too unpredictable or overwhelming. 14. Physical stiffening, the rejection of affection. Petting should be a mutually therapeutic experience that lowers heart rates for both species. However, if your dog stiffens, shifts their weight backward, or quietly gets up and walks away when you sit down next to them, they are sending a clear message. Your touch is a source of stress, not comfort. In the context of dog loyalty, forced affection is a betrayal of the power of consent. If your dog treats your touch like a storm they have to endure, the bond is being held together by tolerance, not trust. A dog that feels safe will melt into your touch. A dog that doesn't will brace against it. The good news is that dog loyalty is not a fixed state. It is a living currency. Every single sign on this list is reversible through the floor protocol, the power of consent, and the architecture of routine we discussed earlier. Trust is not rebuilt with one grand gesture, but with 1,000 tiny moments of respecting their boundaries. The fact that you are here, learning to speak their silent language, means you are already becoming the owner they have been waiting for. Change starts the moment you stop managing and start listening. Your dog deserves to be understood. If this helps you see them in a different light, please like, share, and subscribe to the Dog Loyalty channel. Join a community of owners who truly understand their dog's language. Let's bond more with our best friends, one routine at a time.